What's going on, Mooncutter fans? It is a muggy, rainy day here in Weirton, West Virginia. And it's got me thinking of how great of football weather this is. I mean, come on. Some of the best running games have been played in conditions much like what we're dealing with now. And if you want to talk about a team that had a dominant run situation last year, a team that has had one of the most dominant regular season showings over the past 10 years, you don't have to look much further than Green Bay. I mean, come on, the Packers. How many years has it been that they've made it to the NFC Championship game? Over the past 10, with one of the best quarterbacks in the league over that span as well. Well, tonight we're going to be running through the Packers offseason moves, draft, and what we're going to expect from them this year. And to help me break this all down, we are welcoming Joe from Sports and Shit Podcast to the panel. How's it going, my friend?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Oh, no complaints. Just waking up and realizing that I apparently overslept.
Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah. And always nice to realize I'm 2 hours behind where I wanted to be. But anyways, before we get into the team, let's get into you.
Okay.
Phrasing. But so you're a lifelong Packer fan. Where'd that come from? Like, what's your background with the team?
It's like I tell everybody, when I was younger, grade school, the first NFL game, like, running, in and out of the house across the TV, I got to witness the Packers, Brett Favre days, and they played Minnesota. They ended up beating Minnesota, so I was like, you know what? That's probably not a bad team to root for. And just ever since, I've stuck with them. Of course, with the pickup of Rodgers and everybody else, and the ups and downs, and your Mike McCarthy's and your Dez dropping the ball. It's been one hell of a ride, to say the least. I'm pushing 30 this year, and I don't see myself, claiming any other team, in the foreseeable future. So go Pack, go.
All right. So you're from the Wisconsin area, I'm assuming?
I am actually not. I have never been to a game, never been to Wisconsin. I was actually born in Torrance, California. I moved to Arkansas in about fourth grade. I tell people I was born in California, but I was raised out here in Arkansas. The cheesehead travel with me. Of course, you got people out there who give me shit like, oh, you're a Packers fan. And, more often than not, it's your Dallas Cowboy fan. So, you got Dallas around us. You got the Kansas Cities. Back in the day, you had your St. Louis's. So, yeah, it's just like I said, ever since day one, I've stuck with them. And like I said, in the foreseeable future, I don't see things changing.
Okay. You run your own successful podcast, the Sports and Shit Show. Tell us what you break down in there.
Pretty much. I mean, if I'm being honest, pretty much just a little bit of everything. I kind of told you off camera that, shout out to you first off for having me on. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
shout out.
Coming.
Of course. Shout out to anybody tuning in, anybody out there. If you have a podcast, if you got, the YouTube, if you make music, if you create any sort of content yourself, then I mean, shout out to you. 'Cause my sports and shit stuck with me. 'Cause it's like I tell my buddies, like, if I'm not talking sports, I'm probably talking shit. So, so it's a little bit of football, a little bit of basketball. I got a homeboy. Shout out my boy all day Austin. He's my baseball guy. Love college football. I mean, any news, any media regarding in any sport. I mean, you brought up racing earlier. I mean, I've been to a couple NASCAR races. I actually rode motocross growing up. So just anything that has to do with pretty much any sport. I mean, I'll tune into. Now, with that being said, I'm going to come on here and say that, he brought up baseball. Ohtani, that's it. When it comes to baseball, that's all I know, Ohtani. So I'm one of those people. If you like to enlighten and teach me a thing or two, then I'm always, I'm all ears. I'm always open to new things, new ideas. So to answer your question, a little bit of sports, like I said, talking sports. If I'm not talking sports, I'm talking shit. So just pretty much everything in between.
All right. I will want to point out we apparently have a few watching at home. We got a comment here posted via Facebook.
There we go.
Seth Swigert asking, how do you guys feel about the rookie receiver? Don't worry, Seth. We have plans of breaking all of that down. We are going to get to that. So stay tuned.
I love it. Love it. Shout out to you, Seth.
Now, I got to say, you guys have had a pretty busy free agency. Starting with, I guess, why not start at the top of the team? You guys re-signed Aaron Rodgers to, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest contract in the history of quarterbacks.
Something like that. If it's not the biggest, I know it's up there because I know, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, a few years back when he re-signed, I know they gave him the bag then, and I know he was up there. The exact number I can't tell you off the top of my head, but yeah, he's definitely getting paid, which, you know, without being biased, I believe in it because, you know, I tell people all the time, if I wasn't a Packers fan, then besides getting blown out in the playoffs, like, how can you not root for the man? I mean, he's, you know, at his age, the mobility, the accuracy, the playmaking. I mean, if you ask me, I don't think he's out of his prime yet. I mean,
he is what, 37?
If 37 going on 38, if I'm not mistaken.
So he's going to be contracted till he's damn near 43 at this point.
Yeah.
Looking at your chart in the recent years, though, you've also got another former first-round pick. Another first-round quarterback selection on here with Jordan Love, who is going to now be going through and sitting for the third year. Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten to see much of him on the field the past couple of years because Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and it's hard to argue with that. But I want to ask a question on this one. The fact that he's a first round pick and that every time he has gotten to take the field, he's looked pretty damn impressive and almost like he'd be well enough to keep up with Rodgers as it is.
Yeah.
Does that make you think that he's being wasted because of Rodgers being re-signed?
Oh, let's see. Wasted. I myself, I wouldn't say wasted. Maybe utilized. If you know, whenever he was drafted at the first round, whatever pick it was, if our front office guys or whoever's behind all that, if it was their intent to bring him in and have him sit and then come in, you know, after Rodgers, you know, calls it a career or, it breaks my heart to think about, but, you know, go elsewhere. I mean, if that was their intent, was to have him, you know, sit and utilize him that way, you know, take in what Rodgers, you know, has to teach and has to offer, then not really. But I know with the weight of the first round pick, you know, coming down on him, I could see where people are like, well, what, you know, why the hell did you waste the pick? You know, he wasn't even on the board. And, you know, as a Packer fan and not even taking shots at him, like he wasn't even on the board quarterback wise. You know, I'm not saying the kid doesn't have potential. I'm not saying he can't get the job done, but, you know, the first round, all the drama, you know, of course, off season always brings drama. You know, the drama inside the building with Rodgers and then him flaking out and then him coming back, whatever. Like if he could team up, if he could link up with Rodgers and, you know, they actually maybe stay after practice and work on this, work on that, then yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, if say hypothetically next year, you know, we get booted in the playoffs again and Rodgers like, all right, I'm out. Like, give me my money. I'm leaving. And it was Jordan Love. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Now, would he be the same caliber as Rodgers? Probably not. But even Rodgers coming out around the time he did, he wasn't the caliber he is now. You know, we live in a day and age where it's instant gratification. And this goes back to the first round pick of saying, like, you know, on one hand, oh, he's a first round pick. He needs to be out there. He needs to be balling. And then other people are like, well, you wasted a first round pick. Well, like I said, if he's cool with Rodgers and they can build some chemistry, because we don't know. We don't know what gets, said inside that building. So if they figure it out, and then, like you said, what was it, 40, 43, whenever his contract's up, like if he's still around and he wants to be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, then I'm all for it. I mean, I have nothing against the kid. I mean, he's on my team, for goodness sakes. Like I'm not going to root against anybody on my team. So,
I mean, yes, I believe that was the math that we did was 43. He'd be 42, almost 43.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, over his career, Rodgers hasn't exactly been as well protected as your Tom Brady's.
Yep.
I mean, he's taken a lot more big hits. Is he going to be able to keep it together that long into that advanced age? It's a question to be seen.
Yeah. And the whole Tom Brady thing, and I know you just brought that up, for example, that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother time. But with all due respect, I mean, if it's Rodgers and you throw out, like you said, Tom Brady, and I'll stick my my neck out there. Tom Brady is way more of a systematic quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Look, I mean, let's just go back to the Dallas game. 2017, 2018, where he's scrambling around, he's going towards the sideline. He hits Jared Cook 30, 40 yards down the field. Mason Crosby comes on, sends him home. Like, is Tom Brady making those plays? Has Tom Brady made those plays in recent years?
Now, you had mentioned about the way that Jared Cook or Jordan Love coming in and with Rodgers kind of mirroring the same situation as what Rodgers had when he first came in, sitting behind Favre.
Yep.
I don't know if this is just being done as a rabble-rousing move or what, but there is a comment that was shared that I want your take on.
Go ahead. Okay. Everyone's entitled. That comment right there, that's a very valid comment. Shout out to you, Frankie.
And for when this gets aired on Spotify as audio only down the line, just for those listening at home, the comment shared was Frankie James put on that Brett Favre is better than Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Yeah. And you could say that today, tomorrow, next week, after next season. I mean, that's, like I said, that's a valid statement. Where I kind of put, stick my neck out is that's Green Bay. Green Bay's had, a handful of, historic quarterbacks. Now, in comparison, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, they're both dogs. You seen Favre out there back in the day. Favre was the definition of gunslinger.
Oh yeah. Too bad he didn't bring that mentality with him when he came to his one season with the Jets, because arguably the worst season of his career.
Yeah, we all know what he brought when he came to the Jets, but like I said, we'll save that for another time.
He did pretty damn good when he went to the Vikings after us, though.
He did. And any Vikings fans out there, I have to give you shit. But it's the same people out there who are gonna say, like, oh, Brett Favre isn't this, he isn't that. But the moment he hopped on the team, he got on the roster. Oh, we got Brett Favre. Like, so you gotta be careful careful what you wish for, because it stung. As a Packer, seeing him in the purple, that just it just doesn't sit right with you. And and I'll go out and say my favorite color is actually purple. But now when it comes to Vikings purple, no. Nope.
All right. Now, moving on to the next position on free agency that you guys have had some motion with. Wide receivers, it's been a busy year for you guys.
It's been a roller coaster, to say the least.
Between re-signings of Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, and Malik Taylor, you unfortunately have lost three. Two that are worth mentioning. One was a practice squad guy, but you lost David Moore from the practice squad. Mostly practice squad. He took about 7% of your snaps last year, which isn't much.
No.
But then you talk about Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who took 40.8 of your snaps, signed with the Chiefs for a 10 mil per year APY.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to root for him. I mean, he's not going to a poor program.
God, no.
And when it comes to not even, as we all know, football fans, not even just speaking on wide receivers, but the skill position for Kansas City overall, that's a hell of a good place. And I mean, he's still young, even in football terms. I mean, he's still young. So you're telling me I get to pack my bags, get on the bus, and go, catch passes from, Patrick Mahomes? I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. I mean,
at 28 years old, yeah, he's still got a few miles ahead of him.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he's fortunate enough to be walking into a team with a big hole for the receiving core.
Yep.
I mean, think about it. Kansas City did just lose Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins in this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up a lot of food for Valdes-Scantling to eat with the ball. And as underrated as I'm going to say, his performance with Green Bay was underrated. I don't know if you take that as a hot take or not, but I definitely see him being a big part of filling the Tyreek Hill gap.
Yeah. There's definitely a possibility. When it comes to the receiver position for Green Bay, I was talking to my brother about this. We can go back and watch film of this past NFC Championship game. There was times Rodgers was just forcing to Devontae, forcing, and it's like you got Scantling, you got Lazard, you got dogs out of the backfield. So like let something open up, and don't get me wrong, I've loved Devontae and what he's done for the for the Packers, for the community, for the sport of football itself, but. Like I was telling my brother, I mean, you can just witness that, Rodgers is like forcing it in there. And so when you make something that obvious, like what are you going to do? Are you going to cover the really good guy, or are you going to like kind of back off? No, I mean.
Okay. So you mentioned Davante Adams signed for a $28 million APY with the Raiders in this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And I did mention, did skip over one other person that I'm looking at now. You guys also lost economist St. Brown to the Bears, but that one less than $1 million a year, I don't think is much of an impact player. But you mentioned Davante Adams, and the fact that it felt like at times they were kind of forcing the ball in his direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think with him being gone, it might end up being addition by subtraction for the rest of your receiving core?
I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful because, like I said, dogs out of the backfield. Hopefully, Robert Tonyan comes back. We can get him back to 100%. The Christian Watson pickup. I mean, we're not right there with the Chiefs. Skill position wise necessarily, but I mean, all he's got to do is just look off that first guy, look off that second guy, and which we've all seen him do. So, with Rodgers, I love him to death, obviously, but relax. I'm going to take his own quote from him. Relax. I mean, you got playmakers. And it's okay if they come into this season, say we only go like, say we lose the first 2 or 3. It's fine. There's so much football to be played after the first, second, even the third month of football. So it's just like, just relax, get to know who you're playing with, get to know your schemes, and just let your skill do the talking. Because, as we all know, I mean, shit, Aaron Rodgers could, honestly, without being biased, make anyone look good. So,
and tying into another player that it's time for Aaron Rodgers to make look good, and I'm going to give credit where it's due. Seth Swigert at home. You must be reading my mind, because the very next thing I was planning on talking about after Davante Adams is one of the pieces that they brought in to potentially replace that loss.
Mm-hmm.
But Ravens receiver Sammy Watkins signed for a $1.85 million APY.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. We've seen what he's done, what he can do. I mean, it kind of goes back to my previous comment. Like, if they just get that feng shui going and get that flow going, I mean, I'm not stressed. I mean, I've been a Packers fan since I was like 6th grade. I mean, I've dealt with some shit, man. Like, so having Aaron Rodgers, having the running backs we do, Tonyan coming back, someone like Sammy Watkins even wanting to be a part of the team. That's great. That's great. I wish the best for him. That would probably be my biggest, and I'm not going to say concern, but my biggest question, like how are they going to work in these new additions, wide receiver wise? Because I mean, I don't know if you know, but Tonyan, before he got hurt, he was up there, tight end wise. He was up there, numbers, performance. I mean, productivity. So it's gonna be fun to see like the rotations and the schemes and how they work. All these wide receivers in.
Oh yeah, in my one league, I do a lot of I do two front. That's all, folks. I can't talk tonight. But I'm in two different fantasy football leagues, and the year before last, in the one that I was, because I was only one at that point, but I had, I believe, drafted Tonyan late as hell.
Yeah.
Just thinking like, okay, I need to cover my bye week, whatever.
Yeah.
But because my other tight end in that league was Mark Andrews, so I took Tonyan late just to cover the bye week because they lined up that way. But I gotta say, like, coming into Green Bay, where up to that point, I almost said the wrong name. Rodgers didn't really seem like he was too fond of throwing to tight ends. Yeah. And then seeing how for a number of weeks Tonyan was the first star for tight ends in the league. Like I gotta say that was a move that panned out great and ended up being a solid flex position for me the rest of the year.
Yep.
Like I can see if he's completely back from his injury and back to 100%, I can see him definitely being a momentum maker on this team, on this squad, especially with the fact that now Rodgers doesn't have to worry about feeding Devontae Adams. Yep.
Shout out to him. Obviously, like we said, we hope the best for him. We had, I don't know if we let him go or not, but we had picked up, I can't think of his name, but I think it was old boy from Cincinnati. Josh starts with a D, something like that.
The other tight end I'm seeing here on your free agent list, I don't know if this is the person you're talking about, but Dominic Daphne.
No, he's good. He was versatile. If I'm not mistaken, he was like a tight end fullback hybrid almost. Love to see him, but no, the other guy, it was like Josh something, I think. And he was good too. I mean, just really, built guys, and just, you love to see a tight end with good hands. And, that's, like I said, that's Tonyan. He's a playmaker tight end wise. So I believe that opens up our red zone threat. Because as we all know, Aaron Rodgers can damn near put the ball where he wants to, when he wants to. So, red zone. Red zone troubles. I'm sure if you've been keeping up the past few years, we've had our fair share of red zone troubles, and not even going for the end zone on times we should be. Hey, let's send the field goal out there and still be down by some points. So I don't know.
Were you talking about Josiah DeGuara?
Yes. I think I said Josh. If I said Josh, I apologize. But yeah, what is he, the one from Cincinnati?
I just real quick type Google search Packers tight ends 2021, and the first thing that pops up is mentioning between Dominique Daphne and Josiah DeGuara, Lewis is the most accomplished pass catcher.
Okay,
that's coming off of Packers wires at USA Today.
Yeah, it's definitely him I was thinking of, but no, he was damn good at Cincinnati. So I mean, you're obviously gonna root, like I said, for your team and especially good guys and stuff, because I don't know. I'm not with people coming in and just bashing them right out of the gate, and referring to, like, say, the whole Jordan Love thing. I mean, if he was brought in to sit, if he was brought in to wait, then I'm all here for it. if he's not around, like we said, 42, 43, when that contract is up for Rodgers, if he's not around, I mean, I understand it's business. At the end of the day, it's business. It's a cold world. And, some things don't pan out the way you want them to. So.
All right. But back to tight ends. I did see you guys did re-sign both Daphne and Tanya, the two free agents for this year. So it doesn't seem like there's going to be a whole lot changing at that position.
Yep.
Nor does it look like much is going to change at left tackle because you had, oh God, I'm going to butcher this name, Yeshua Nijman, but as the only free agent there, but re-signed. Left guard, you might have a gap to fill because you've lost Lucas Patrick to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how whether that was addressed in the draft or not because I haven't looked that far ahead.
Left guard. We got a couple offensive linemen. Zach Tom, Wake Forest. They said he's a good pass blocker. And Rasheed Walker from Penn State. You were kind of going back to contracts and who's been signed and whatnot. This is just me speaking out of my ass. Like I said, Zach Tom, Wake Forest, good pass blocker. Like I said, and Rasheed Walker, Penn State. They said he's the ideal size. So I think I don't think the offensive line was necessarily our biggest problem, but it was definitely a concern because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the combinations throughout the year. I mean, we had, and I can't think of his name, but I know he's a dog and I love him. It might be Jenkins. I think Jenkins jumped around and played, at least two different positions on the offensive line. So kudos to him. You'd love to see it, but at the same time, like I said, going back to chemistry and getting everything nailed down, it's like, well, that is kind of cause for concern. So,
all right. You did mention a couple of the rookies that you just drafted. We're going to get to that in a bit. The way I typically do go through with this series is cover the free agent moves first and then roll into the draft. But I like the fact that you're thinking of that because that means that discussion when we get there it should be good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Center, not much is changing. Looks like it was either second or third string Jake Hansen, but re-signed. No moves at right guard. Right tackle free agency, you had Billy Turner and Dennis Kelly that went to the Broncos and Colts respectively. And that pretty much covers all of your snaps at that position for last year. So
does it, I don't know what you're on. Does it tell you like the combinations throughout the year? Like how many they had?
No, it just shows name, what team they're coming from, what team they signed with, and the percentage of snaps that they took last year. It's saying Billy Turner took 72.6.
And he was a dog. Yep.
And Dennis Kelly took the other 27.3.
Okay. Not as familiar with him, but yeah, Turner and like I said, Elton, I think. I'm horrible with names myself. But I think it was Jenkins I'm trying to think of. But and obviously I've been a Packers fan so long I still fuck his name up. 69. I can't say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Big old 69, long hair. He's loved in Milwaukee. We got some dogs on the line. Now it's just like I said, it's just getting them down packed to where they need to be, who's going to do what, and on a week to week basis. So,
sorry, I had to look real quick to remember who you were talking about at 69. David Bakhtiari.
Yeah. Bakhtiari or something like that. I don't know. I'm horrible with names too, but yeah, like
Bakhtiari, yeah.
Something like that. But I just know 69 will live on forever in Green Bay. Like I said, he's a dog. Catch him at the Bucks games. Putting the beers down and stuff. So we got some dogs, man. It's like I said, it comes down to pretty much when and where. Where are they going to be at what time?
All right. Inside defensive line. You re-signed one, brought in one, lost two. However, I will say the one that you brought in looks to be more than equal or more than fair trade off.
Mhm.
You re-signed Jack Heflin, or yeah. You lost Tyler Lancaster to the Raiders, and you lost Kingsley Kiki to the
Mhm.
Cardinals.
Yep.
But the one that I like is bringing in Jaron Reed from the Chiefs.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Just he's one of those guys, in my opinion. You kind of just have to wait and see. I mean, we all know about the Chiefs and their offensive firepower and whatnot, but I mean, both sides of the ball. I mean, they weren't too shabby. So it's kind of, just take your time, let them come in, let them get familiar with stuff, let them run this, run that, and then I think he'll be. Maybe not like the top tier key piece, but he'll definitely play a role.
Okay. Edge rushers, Zadarius Smith left for the Vikings. An extension on Preston Smith.
Yep.
And a signing of Randy Ramsey.
Yep. Ramsey's news to me, but yeah, losing Z was tough. Like I said, I'm never gonna bash anybody. Best of luck to him. But I believe it's week 1. I hope we knock the dog shit out of him. Come week 1. So
you've still got Whitney Mercilus as a UFA and Chauncey Rivers as a restricted free agent.
Okay.
Do you see either of them being putting pen to paper?
Who was the first one you said?
Whitney Mercilus.
Yeah, old boy from Houston. The other one maybe not so much. I don't know. I feel like the weight isn't necessarily always put on one group of guys. So I mean, if he wants to come back, if we want him back, then hopefully, obviously I'm always hopeful. But I mean, if not, like I said, it's a business. So I wouldn't be mad if they brought him back. I wouldn't be mad. Now, like I said, the other guy, I'm not all that familiar with, but yeah. Just linebackers. I mean, the Green Bay Packer wise, I mean, we've had some historic linebackers, like you said, at least the past 10 years, 15, 20. So it's I feel like the linebacker and the edge rusher position is pretty crucial for us.
I'm going to double check something before I open mouth insert foot here. But speaking of linebackers, I do want to point out that you did sign Devondre Campbell and Chris Barnes.
Yep. I got Devondre Campbell down. He played damn near 92% of the snaps. So I mean, like I say all the time, dogs got to eat. Dogs got to eat, and they're not going to feed themselves. So I'd love to see him back. I am pretty sure though he got snubbed. I think he was snubbed of the. I don't know if it was the All Team or the Pro Bowl, but I'm pretty sure he got snubbed. And I think the year or two before that, I think Sedarius got snubbed as well. So it's I don't know the whole voting metric system for the Pro Bowl and stuff. I don't always agree with, but. And of course, you're always going to root for the guys in your corner. But yeah, Campbell, like I said, damn near 92% of the snaps played. So I mean, he did enough, at least in my opinion.
Campbell, yeah, it's showing 91.6.
Yeah.
And looks like he got signed with a 10 mil APY and 15 million in guarantees.
Okay.
So he's pretty well set off.
Yeah. More power to him, man. Everybody's got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying?
It does look like you lost Oren Burks, though.
Another one of our linebackers.
Yes.
Yeah. The name sounded familiar. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, interior linebackers. Just defensively altogether, I think we're okay for the moment. I'm sure this is something you're gonna get to, and as I mentioned, it was my favorite. But Rasul Douglas in the secondary, loved it. Loved what he did last year, and the fact that we went out and we're like, hey, come on back. That's that's stuff you love to see too.
Yeah, yes. Corners are all right. We'll go over corners next. That works for me. Let's see. You got one still sitting as a unrestricted free agent with Kevin King.
Yeah, if he gets gone the next season or two, I'm not gonna be surprised. He was a stud, man. He was a stud at Washington. I just don't know. I don't know if he's gonna pan out with us. And you know me, sports and shit, but I don't like talking shit on people. I mean, shit, he's in the NFL, so I can't give him too much grief. But is he gonna pan out with us? I don't know. I don't know, and that's not really a concern, but it's definitely got me curious. Like I said, Rasul, Adrian Amos, we got Alexander, because I don't know if it shows you percentages for him, but I don't think he was out there a whole lot.
Kevin King?
Yeah.
It shows out of last season he took 28.1% of snaps.
There, with all due respect, there's a reason. There's a reason because I can even date back what was against the Bucks NFC Championship game like 2 years ago. Scotty Miller right before halftime. Like, come on, Kevin. It's halftime. Tackle him. Just get him down, man. But like I said, with all due respect, now, like I said, if we do move off him, I mean, I wish him the best. And I don't know, maybe somewhere like Arizona, Baltimore, I don't know if they need someone like him. Kind of, I don't know if I'm using this term accurately, but I feel he's kind of like more of a nickel guy. So anyone needing a good slot or a nickel, like I said, more power to him. Now, if he does stick around, he may have to put a few more reps in, on when it comes to practice and stuff. So.
All right. The two names that you kept mentioning for corners are both of your re-sightings.
Mm-hmm.
Jaire Alexander and Rasul Douglas.
Yep.
Who took 20.3% of snaps last year, and Douglas, who took 63%. By the way, I just wanted to let you guys know that the source that I'm getting all of my contract and snaps for last year stats from is overthecap.com. I got to give credit where it's due on that one, but you got signings on both of them. I know Rasul Douglas, 63% of snaps, so he's going to be a key part of your squad.
Yeah, and that's kind of the funny thing. With Alexander, it was kind of more expected. Now, someone like Rasul, he earned it. So, I mean, you got one guy who's solid, and then you got one guy who's shit, at this very moment, still proving his worth. I mean, you get those two guys to come together, Lockdown Island, let's go.
Looks like you did lose a big piece of your corner squad, though, with Chandon Sullivan going to the Vikings.
Yeah, Sully.
That actually, if I'm not mistaken, the second big name that went from you guys to Minnesota.
Yeah, yep. Defensively, hey, they like the sloppy seconds. It's fine. It's fine.
And then not so big of an impact player, but Isaac Yiadom went to the Texans.
Sounds about right.
I don't know how big of a role he's going to play. Looks like he only took about 6.9% of the Raiders snaps last year, but Kelshawn Nixon.
Yeah, what'd you say? 6%?
Just shy of 7, yes.
Just shy of 7. Yeah, I can't give you a whole lot. You honestly may know more than I do, but yeah, that's maybe practice squad. Maybe maybe he's out there. They say iron sharpens iron, so.
Okay. He took about 24.3% of your defensive snaps last year. Henry Black, your safety, to the Giants.
Not a whole lot on my end. You said the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah. Props to him. With all due respect, I think the Giants need everybody they can get at the moment. You got Danny Dimes over there on the offense, and of course you got Saquon. You know, they want them to stay healthy. So I think defensively, like I said, I think the Big Blue needs, you know, all they can get at the moment.
Starting with quarterback, because I don't think Dan Jones is their answer.
It's one of those things though, and I just real quick and cut me off if I start to ramble, but it's one of those things. I mean, they took him where they took him. It's honestly, he's almost right there with Jordan Love. They took him where they took him, and they put him where they put him, and look what's happened. Everyone gives it what's it been, three seasons now, 3 seasons. Everyone's
Jones?
Yeah. Old Danny Dimes. It doesn't matter. It's just like, you know, obviously you bring people in to, you know, obviously try to help and improve, but if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out, and that's not even all on him. I mean, with all due respect, the Big Blue's somewhat of a dumpster fire themselves. Just, you know, down on the field and up in the press boxes. So.
Yes, he's had, to answer your question though, Dan Jones has played 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He's 2019, 3,027 passing yards, QBR of 87.7, 2020, 29.43 with an 84, and 2021, 24.28 with an 84.8.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously not top tier, but.
All right, punters. You lost Corey Bjorquez.
I think he was the one that got blocked in the championship. I could be wrong, but I think that's him. You probably won't bring it up, but I miss J.K. Scott, built by Bama. I mean, dude out there. I mean, he had a hell of a leg, and he appeared to be having fun. Now this other dude, obviously, he got thrown in, kicks the ball, do what he's supposed to. But if I feel like you ask a lot of Packers fans, and they said throughout the year, special teams was a big oof, you know, OOF, big oof. And I mean, you can only do so much with what you're given, you know. People and I'm gonna throw this in here real quick, and you're gonna see the pride, but you know, people want to come at me and come at the Packers like, oh, Aaron Rodgers choked and this and that, you know, another NFC Championship game. He didn't give up the block on the punt. He wasn't out there on the special teams unit. So, I mean, you know, if you're gonna call out shots, you know, just make sure you're calling out the right ones.
Hell, I would say Aaron Rodgers 98% of the time is the only reason you're getting where you're getting.
Exactly.
I don't know if you've seen the meme or not, but there have been like if you watch I saw a certain meme that was like football teams and the heavy sled.
Okay.
With it showed Peyton Manning pulling the sled with the team.
Mm-hmm.
It showed the team pulling the sled with Tom Brady riding in the sled. And then it showed Aaron Rodgers pulling the sled with the entire friggin' team in the sled.
Yeah. And that's fun. That's funny referring to Tom Brady, because that goes back to that comment I made earlier. You know, old Tom Brady messes up. Oh, it's okay, baby boy. God forbid Aaron Rodgers messes up. You know, they're going to burn down the whole village. So.
But back to punters. Yes, you lost Corey Bjorquez, but I really like the guy that you brought in to replace him, Pat O'Donnell from the Bears.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Big household name, if you ask me. And it kind of falls in line with you had one job. He gets out there, he knows what he's supposed to do, and he does it. So.
All right. That actually covers all of the free agent moves. Short of if there was any big trades. Which do you recall any that have happened for you guys that you want are worth mentioning?
I mean, just you know, I got to throw it out there, and I got to show love to my boy. But you know, the Devontae thing that hurts. That hurts. Definitely wish him the best. Him teaming up with Derek Carr, you know, college homeboys, this and that. I will say this on one hand, like I said, the ball being forced to him and his workload in Green Bay. I don't think he'll have the same numbers out. I almost said Oakland, out in Vegas. So he'll still ball out. He'll still perform. At the end of the day, if he's happy to be there and he wants to play for the Raiders, and so be it. But from a statistical standpoint, I don't think his number, at least his first year, I don't think his numbers are going to be where, you know, some of his better years were in Green Bay. So
okay, food for thought for sure. I want to break down the rookie class coming in, or at least I'm seeing 10 picks here. I know I just saw that 7 of them were already signed. There's 3 still up in there for arbitration. But with these, I start at the back of the list, night 3, and work my way forward because save the best for last.
There you go.
At pick number 37 in the 7th round, it looks like he was a compensatory selection, but Samori Toure.
Yep.
I probably just butchered that, out of Nebraska. 6'1", 191 wide receiver.
First off, I hope that's his name because that would be a badass name if that's how it's pronounced. Old boy from Nebraska. Kind of the little bit I read up on was returner / gunner ? And, you know, kind of going back to the voids in the special teams. I mean, special teams wise, you know, we can take everything we can get. Because I do believe, I think special teams wise, we had Amari out there returning punts. And he was kind of picked high, you know, the previous draft. So if they kind of want to take him out of that spot and put Samori out there, get his cleats dirty, you know, get some grass in his pad, you know, get some grass stains on his pads, and, you know, then so be it.
Okay. Moving forward in the 7th, out of Penn State, offensive tackle Rasheed Walker at pick number 28.
Yeah, it's interesting to go back to our offensive line talk. It's no matter who it is, offensive line wise, just I think if we are more cemented, the closer we get to the season on, like I said earlier, who's doing what, where, and when, then I'll be happy. But like you said, you know, there are still some guys up in the air. So if he's brought on, you know, then he's brought on. Like I said, if he's practice squad, then I mean we'll work with what we got.
I'm getting my info off of this one and the pick selection, all that off of Packers.com.
Mm-hmm.
So your boy's official site.
Yes, sir.
And I like this guy's passion and excitement already with Rasheed Walker. They have it quoted that at the draft, after his name was called,
mm-hmm.
one of the first things he says was, "I can't wait to go to work."
Exactly. That boils down to people like me and you. I mean, you're out here working like 22 different jobs. So salute to you, man. Hey, if you guys just look out for this guy right here, because he's probably doing something in your neighborhood. Be on the lookout for him. But yeah, you love to see it, and that mentality. Let's get to work. Okay, keep it. Once you walk through the door, once you suit up, once you get out there, it's all the same mentality. So, no, you're good. No, it's like I said, salute to you, man.
All right, so you go from offensive tackle to defensive tackle. Pick number 13 in the 7th, Jonathan Ford out of Miami.
Yeah.
And there was some fun with this trade selection, it looks like.
Is it Miami? I had Georgia Tech down. I could be wrong.
No, I have Miami off of the Packers website, but apparently this was originally the Browns pick, but this pick got bounced around multiple times. It went to, at one point, this was originally would have been the Cleveland Browns
mm-hmm.
draft slot.
Yeah.
At some point, a trade was made that it became the Detroit Lions pick, and then it became the Broncos pick after another trade, and then it settled with Green Bay when they took this guy, Jonathan Ford.
Jonathan Ford. All that trade talk sounds like a hot mess, but I have him down at 6'5" and over 330 pounds. So if he gets thrown out there in the rotation, and I mean we're eating people's lunch, when it comes to the run game, then let's do it.
Okay. Just a quick review, or not quick review, quick side note.
Mhm.
With looking at how many trades were involved with that pick landing with Green Bay,
Mhm.
I want to say I think this was the most entertaining, unpredictable, what the hell is going on offseason, and that carried into the draft of the NFL that I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Because all these high-profile names getting moved, Tyreek Hill, now the Baker Mayfield trade, following up after the Deshaun Watson trade, Tom Brady retiring and then saying, nah, a month later, forget it. I'll sleep on the couch. I'm going to come back and play. Like, I think we're having some technical difficulties here. You kind of froze.
Yeah, I lost you there for a second. The last little bit I heard was Deshaun and Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady retiring and then a month later saying, forget it.
Yep.
Sorry, Giselle, but I'm sleeping. I guess I'm sleeping on the couch because I'm going back to play.
Right.
Gronk retiring, all the big name moves like Ty Conklin and CJ Uzoma.
Yep.
Like, this has been a hot potato offseason, and I've loved every bit of it because it's one of those, it's been a year where you never know what curveball is getting thrown next.
Yeah. Yep.
And it did bleed into the draft as well.
Yeah.
Because I think there were 3 or 4 different trade up and downs made in the first round alone, where you see one team on the board and then next thing you know, it's swapping and you're like, wait, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
But which leads to another one, because we just mentioned how many trades were involved in the last one. And this draft selection for Green Bay to land with pick 7 of the 7th round also went through 2 different cities. The Bears, Texans, and then it landed to you. But Tariq Carpenter, safety out of Georgia Tech.
Yes. I have him down. Just where I got it from. They said he's kind of like a big bodied safety. So they had him at like linebacker / safety. Which, I mean, if we all know if you can get 2 things for the price of 1, I mean, shit, we're gonna eat it up. But yeah, Georgia Tech. I have him down for potentially being out there for special teams. So if he's, like I said, if he's willing to work, he's willing to eat, I mean, let's go out and do it.
Okay. Moving up to the 5th round, because I guess you guys didn't have a 6th this year. Thank God that your website already expected this, because they have it actually the pronunciation breakdown for his last name. But Kingsley Enagbare, linebacker from South Carolina. Yep.
Pretty good size. I don't know if his size is on what you're looking at, but yeah, I definitely I knew around the time they got him, I knew I definitely at least heard of the name. And anybody, putting it out there like this, anybody, no matter what position it is, if you're coming out of the SEC, you are probably cornbread fed and ready to do something. So
is he going to have an immediate impact, or do you think he might be one of those it takes a year or 2 situations?
I think defensively, and this doesn't just necessarily go for him. I think defensively for us as a whole, I think it's really going to depend on rotation. So if kind of like I said with the scheme and everything before, if once week 1 comes, I mean, if you're not going to be out there, the moment the game starts, but we're expected to have you on at whatever point, just be ready. It's not even that. Well, I guess you could say the next man up mentality. I'm not trying to speak any injuries and anything into existence, but I think like I said, just real. I feel like we're kind of heavy on rotation. So I mean, if you're just you got your stuff strapped, ready to go, and it's your drive, your possession to be out there, then just go out there and do what you got to do.
Okay, I like that mentality.
Mhm.
Moving up to I'm drawing a blank here. The draft. It's what, round 1 on the first night, 2 and 3 on the second night, 4 through 7 on the third night.
I'm just gonna say yes for the sake of me sounding silly. That sounds correct to me.
All right, but either way, moving up to the 4th round, pick 35, late pick, compensatory selection. Zach Tom, offensive lineman from Wake Forest.
Yep. Wake Forest. I got him down. Good pass blocker. And with somebody like you brought up earlier, somebody like Aaron Rodgers in your backfield, staying on his toes, you can't pass up good pass blocker. So I don't know exactly where he's gonna be, come week 1. But I mean, shit, if he's a good pass blocker, I mean, I'm here for it.
Okay. A pick that I can see having some impact later in the season after he gets a little bit of development, since this has been a year that was big on wide receivers in the draft. Yes, he might have been drafted in the 4th, but like I said, I could see it happening big, especially that he's already got a bit of a reputation for being part of Snoop Dogg's youth football league. But Romeo Doubs out of Nevada, wide receiver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but rotation. I mean, if depending, week in and week out, depending on time of possession and how much our offense is out there. Even if we're not calling a pass and play, if you got fresh legs out there to put hands on a guy for a block, let's do it. Let's do it. I have him down. They say he's great off the line and he's known to finish plays. So when I hear that translates to red zone. Red zone. You're great off the line. Boom, boom. 1-2. You're gone. You're gonna finish plays in the corner. Let's go. 6 points. Let's do it again. So,
all right. That kind of the same analysis I had. I could definitely see him being big on, like you said, red zone or even third down plays.
Yep. It kind of more inside, big body type of guy. Because I don't know his size, but yeah, I mean, shit. We've seen Cobb do it. We've seen Devontae do it. We've seen Jordy Nelson do it. Like just catching it on the inside, taking a hit and getting the first down. Let's keep going.
All right, moving up to the 3rd round. So now we're definitely on night 2. 28th pick out of UCLA, another offensive lineman, Sean Ryan.
Sean, yeah, I was about to say Rayon. Either way, out of UCLA. F the Bruins. I'm a USC fan. I got him down for a great run blocker. You love to hear it. Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, running back by committee. So if we got guys out there who know where to look, know where to go. Aaron Jones, you give him a step or two, he's great. We get inside the red zone, like you said, kind of third and short, 4th and short. Give AJ Dillon the ball. If I don't know if you've seen that clip of him taking that mascot's head off. I just pictured every defense he faces this year to pan out. Mascot. Yeah. He did the little Oklahoma drill, and you can't tell me that dude dressed up in the mascot suit signed up for that. They were like, hey, we're gonna put you out there against AJ Dillon, and you're gonna attempt to slow him down. So,
I'm gonna do what now?
Exactly. Of all running backs right now, come on. During the off season, come on. But yeah, just looking forward to it. Like I said, maybe not necessarily concerned, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on, that offensive line. Because we all know, someone like Rodgers, someone like the offense, if we're clicking and we're going, they're having fun. And speaking me and you, don't you want to have fun at your job?
Oh hell yeah, that's why I do 6. I have 6 different ones to break up the monotony and make it interesting.
Exactly.
I mean, nothing's more fun than the podcasting
There you
because
go.
I get to talk to entertaining, energetic individuals such as yourself.
Appreciate
But
it.
unfortunately, we're still in the growing stages, and this ain't paying the bills just yet.
Just yet. That drive and that passion. I don't know if you tune into Kevin Gates, but he said, "I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired." So you're right. You're right up there with him. You love to see it.
Now, I know there's 2 picks after him to discuss that were first rounders, but the draft pick for you guys that I am most excited to see, North Dakota State wide receiver, picked 2nd overall in the 2nd round.
Yep.
Christian Watson.
Yep. Intriguing to say the least. We've definitely seen a few dogs come out of North Dakota State. If I'm not mistaken, Carson Wentz. I think.
Give me a second and I'll verify that.
But
back to my cell phone.
Carson Wentz, Trey Lance, not too long ago. So I mean, we've seen some dogs come out of NDSU. So, do I believe that he'll be wide receiver 1? I'm not sure. If they feel that he can fit that role, if that suits him, if like I said, play calling and schemes, if he's the go-to guy, number 1, I'm just saying we got some big we got some big shoes to fill when it comes to our wide receiver number 1. So if they happen to believe in him that much and think he's that guy, then let's do it. Now, will I be upset if he's not our wide receiver number 1 at the position he was taken? No, not at all. Not at all. I'd rather someone like him get taken where he got taken and worked into things and try it out and rather than just giving him the entire workload for his first rookie season and then things not panning out and then all of us as fans, oh well, he's a bust. He ain't he's not this, he's not that. Like, it's 1 year, dude. It's 1 year. So definitely rooting for him. Like I said, to go back, intriguing.
Sorry, go ahead, finish your thought, and then I'll go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, guys like him taking where he was at, taking where he was taken out of places like NDSU, you can't help but to root for him. So,
all right, I'm gonna answer 2 of your questions real quick, back to back.
Okay.
Carson Wentz, yes, North Dakota State.
I know.
The other one that I was looking up while you were talking, according to ESPN, if they're running a 3 wide, 1 tight end set, Christian Watson is top line. They got it listed as their top line for receivers: Allen Lazard, Christian Watkins, Sammy Watkins and Christian Watson.
Okay, we've dealt with worse. With all due respect, so you gotta roll with the punches, and that's I feel like us fans, that's why we get so worked up and so almost bored, when it comes to off season, because it's like your mom and dad taking you to the toy store and it's like, okay, you can pick out this toy, and this toy, but you can't play with them for however many months. So I'm, like I said, intrigued, excited, hopeful, and end of the day, go Pack, go, no matter who it is.
You said we've dealt with worse. Yeah, I'd say 70% of the league is getting ready to roll out, dealing with worse. Like, I gotta say, if he lives up to his hype, bringing Christian Watkins in with Sammy Watson and Lazard, you guys have a hell of a good receiving core. Yep.
And I stated this before on the Real Fresh channel. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Luke. You know me. I got to talk my mess, but it's going to be the same people. The moment Rodgers kicks into go mode and let's just say hypothetically, he goes out, wins another MVP with this wide receiver corp. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing because not only would it be Aaron Rodgers making them look good, but obviously they would be making Rodgers look good, bringing home another MVP.
All right, we got another viewer comment here. Carey Price, what's up, KP? Taking the opinion that Watkins won't stay healthy.
Oh, he pulled the trigger. He didn't even think twice about that. It's you don't hope for it. Shout out to you, Carey. You don't hope for it, but like I stated earlier, next man up. Because with all due respect, I don't think Watkins was brought in to fill the shoes of Devontae or even, the wide receiver one position anyways. And that is not me taking anything away from him, but that's just how I see it. If now to go off Carey's comment, if he doesn't stay healthy, his career is definitely not going downhill, but it's on the decline. So shout out to the trainers, the people who help you stretch. I mean, we have to take into account that those people are all part of the team too. So my sports knowledge is well versed. Okay.
KP, I know it is, brother. I'm waiting for a good opportunity to get a talk with Adam to bring you onto his show, since it is more fan based versus me who talks to other podcasters. But
Yep.
Yes, I'd love to get you on to talk with him.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but that comment right there, I agree wholeheartly. Not just Watkins, but everybody as a receiver is going to have to play some sort of role, and just pray and hope that it all comes together. Because me as a fan, it's like whatever happens. But I know there's people out there that are like, oh, Watkins, Lazard, that's nothing to be afraid of. So, like I said, so those same people out there, and I'm not coming at you, Carey. I'm not saying you're saying this, but those same people out there, like, oh, Lazard's nothing to worry about. Christian Watson, Sammy Watkins, just wait, just sit back and wait, and we'll see what we can do.
That aside was a reference to Carey's most recent comment, saying he's not the receiver one. I'm assuming he's talking about Sammy Watkins still, but he's there to play a big role.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Carey's on fire, lighting us up right now. He's saying that the Packers need to bring in more bodies like Odell Beckham Jr.
No, it's not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. But I actually took to Twitter maybe a week or so ago. I said, screw it. Let's go get Julio. You want to talk big body and you want to talk off the line. You want to talk red zone. Let's go get Julio. So now would I be opposed to Odell? No, of course not. I mean that man, the man just won a ring. So, he's going to come into the building, talking his mess and this and that. So, I mean, you'd love to have that personality in there, but to go off his comment, talk about bringing in bodies, I say Julio. I say Julio. If we can get someone like Julio for cheap, why not?
Carey still here on. I'm assuming still on Odell, saying cheap price, mad skill, and experience.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I agree with all three of those points, but you kind of got rid of a ball hog already with Devontae Adams. Do you really want to bring in a diva that's going to demand you give him the ball every play versus being able to have the freedom to spread it around? That's the question mark.
Yeah. No, that's a hell of a point too. I could see you got a ruthless side. I wouldn't have thought to say diva, but I could see where you're coming from. I love it. I think if hypothetically, if they brought him in for the wide receiver one spot, that would be them essentially giving him the keys. Like you're the guy. So here's the keys. So we're gonna give you the keys. Hey, don't throw a house party. But going off what you said, being a diva, if he's gonna be a diva and throw a house party and stuff's not gonna work out, then then where do we go from there?
I mean, my stance on a player like Odell Beckham, and especially after seeing the way it played out last year, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he? If I think the best bet for him is for him to re-sign with the Rams, because at least in that scheme, in that system, you've already got the chemistry, the undeniable chemistry between Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
So if Odell does re-sign there, he's going to be coming in knowing full well that he's not top of the pecking order, and that will humble him and make him more of a team player instead of trying to step above and be like, no, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I don't care. Give me the ball.
Yep. No, that's another hell of a point too. And to actually to go off of that, chemistry wise, you love to see things. I don't know if you caught it, but Stafford threw Odell a touchdown, and Odell came back to the sideline saying it was all right, but Eli threw a better ball. You love to see it. You love that right there, and we all know he's just poking him in the ribs. But that right there caught on camera, you love to see it because you know that goes beyond football.
I mean, the relationship that Odell and Eli had was one of the best in the league. Carey's still going through. Odell is still elite when healthy. Yes, we agree with that. I mean, if he's in a good system where he's got a good line, a good quarterback, and everything, a system like the Rams, or yes, if somehow a deal would be made with Green Bay, I can definitely see him being worthy of a second or third round selection for your fantasy league. I don't think he's a top 10 at this point, but he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
He wouldn't act crazy in Green Bay.
Yeah, because there ain't shit to do out there. we all saw A-Rod riding in the bed of the truck with the 12 pack. I mean, that's your number one guy getting down. I mean, you got to think this man came into the league and went to New York. This guy went from New York to Los Angeles. So shout out to Carey that he's held. And I'm going to say for the most part, because there are some times in my head I could bring up. I'll save those for a different time. But to come into the league, go to New York, hold his composure for the most part, and then go coast to coast to LA and just do what he's supposed to do. Yeah, all props to him. Props to Carey. I mean, I agree with them because there ain't shit to do in Green Bay. I mean.
And then the other one that would definitely Carey raises a good question here, and I want your thoughts on being the guy that follows and covers the Packers. Almost 1,000,000,000% sure Green Bay still goes out and gets somebody.
Receiver wise?
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. I would not at least somebody like I said, Julio Jones for cheap. To go off of Carey's point, Odell for cheap, Julio for cheap. I mean, if they go out and make a move like that, they're not dropping off the Brinks truck at their house. It's gonna be for cheap, and it's like the type of deal it would be is, hey, do you want to play some ball? Oh, you want to play some ball? Okay, come over here. A year or two, do what you got to do. You help me, I'll help you type of situation, and so be it. Now, I'm not saying Odell would come to Green Bay, necessarily to chase a ring, but I could see cheap and short term. I love it though, Carey. I do love it because could you imagine, like Carey said, a healthy Odell and a happy Aaron Rodgers just having fun? Could you?
All right.
Could you imagine?
We have gotten a bit off track here. Try to get all right. We'll acknowledge one more comment here before we get back to the last couple draft picks, because we're right at the verge of the first round picks that you guys took.
Mhm.
But I'd try to get Odell and Jones for one last run for a Rod.
I'd love to see it.
Oh, one last run for a Rod. My bad.
No, I got you. No, I'd love to see it. I mean, Odell streaking down the sideline, and then like I stated previously, I mean, Julio off the line. He's a big body. Go to the corner. I'll put it there. Let's go. Let's get that done. Let's do it again. So,
and can I say that the reason that threw me so much, and it took me a minute and I was thinking something completely different when you said A-Rod in the back of the truck. God, I didn't realize that a lot of Packers fans called Rodgers A-Rod as well, because I think A-Rod, I think Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah. My baseball buddy All Day Austin, that's what he says too. He's like, A-Rod, I don't know about that.
But I mean, I will make one last comment towards the bringing in another receiver. If you're looking for high caliber receivers, the talent, just looking at talent, because I don't think I would wish this guy on the worst team in the league right now, with the fact that he's gone through 4 cities in less than a year and has gone completely batshit in all of them. But I heard Antonio Brown can still be got on the cheap.
I don't even know what to say to that. I've the Pittsburgh AB loved him. You can pull up it. You know your numbers guy. You can pull up his numbers right now. He's still going to talk his mess. But right now with the whole fiasco of running off the field, and from a fan standpoint, I love to see it. If you are not being treated the way you think you deserve to be treated, then yeah, do something about it. You know how many people go day in and day out to their job that they cannot stand and wish they could do something like that? A lot of people. Just saying. So props to him. We don't know everything, but props to him for if he doesn't feel like he was being treated fairly or the way he thought he should, then so be it. Now back to football. Do I want to see him in Green Bay? Probably not. Probably not.
I didn't think so. All right, now we're finally getting it back on track. First round, your 2 first-round selections. At number 28, defensive tackle from Georgia, Devontae Wyatt. So you lost to Devontae and you picked up a Devontae.
We did. That's good. I got him down. They said, and shout out to Rashawn Gary. Loved him ever since he came in. The heart, the hustle, what he can do. They say he is Rashawn Gary-esque. So 2 Rashawn Garys, same team, same same package. Who says no?
All right. If he's getting that comparison, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because if Rashawn Gary,
yes sir,
you've already got the OG.
Yep.
And think if you put him on the one side, and if they're calling Devontae Wyatt Rashawn Gary 2.0 on the left side, or vice versa, that could be a dangerous mix.
Yep.
And then the earliest pick you guys had in the draft this year, at number 22, Quay Walker, linebacker from Georgia.
Shout out to my brother. He's a huge Georgia fan. He has been for quite some time now. He loves them. He you think I can talk football? No, my brother, he eats, sleeps, dreams football. So Quay Walker, linebacker out of Georgia, like I said earlier, the whole SEC standpoint, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what position you play. If you are coming out of the SEC and you get a chance in the NFL, your chances look good. So my brother, being the football head he is, he said, y'all scored with that pick. It's a steal, and I have him down for the position he plays. Exceptional size and speed. So throw it in the pot, put the lid on, let it simmer a little bit, and then we'll see come week 1.
All right. I like your enthusiasm on that pick.
Yeah.
Because looking at the background and looking at the fact that you did lose a couple linebackers this year,
Yep.
I could see him instantly stepping in as a top field guy.
Yep.
Now the part of this series that I enjoy, that I think is the most fun. Time to bring out the notebook where I have everything written out for the season and predicted out.
Okay.
But time to break down what the Packers do this year.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I think you'll be happy with my analysis here.
There you go.
I don't see where you and I are going to disagree much, because I've got you guys going 12-5, second seed in the NFC.
Hey, as long as we don't get that first round bye-bye, see you later, yeah, I'm happy.
So you're actually happy that I didn't give you first seed?
Yeah, that's heartbreak. It's heartbreak to have an extra week or 10 days or whatever the time span is that your team's off, that your team has been gifted a long weekend, a staycation, if you will, and then come out and then do what they did. Like, come on.
Yeah, I disagree with the first round bye scenario for sports with playoffs because, yeah, it's nice. It gives them a rest and gives them a chance to get healthy, but that it might not seem like much, but that one extra week is enough to completely derail your momentum.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but the last time we won the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, we were a wild card. So once the playoffs kicked off, it was just week in, like, and look what we did.
Harkening back to, what was it, 2011?
Yes.
When you beat the hell out of the Steelers in the Super Bowl?
Yes, sir.
And I know Kerry's going to be commenting on that one because he is a diehard Steelers fan.
Uh-oh. Hey, no hard feelings. I root for the Steelers. They have a hell of a quarterback situation they're dealing with right now. So, more power to him, more power to the Steelers. So,
real quick, KP, since we already covered the Steelers on this series and me and my guest had two different opinions on this, who's going to be the day one starter, Mitch or Kenny?
Ooh.
But anyways, we'll get that back. We'll get that back. We'll get his answer in a minute here. But I do have you guys starting off with a loss. You're playing the Vikings at Minnesota week 1, a divisional rival. I have you guys splitting the series on that one.
We show up. We have our game plan. We contain Justin. We contain Dalvin Cook. I'm not worried. I will never ever be worried about Kirk Cousins. You can give him all the money in the world. I will never be worried about that man. We keep like I said, we keep Dalvin. We keep him inside the box. We keep him locked in. Justin Jefferson, he loves to run. We've seen it. I believe, if anything, if we do end up winning that game, it's going to be because of our defense, because we got their entire offensive side to stall. Like I said, we've seen Dalvin Cook. He can break one off. Justin Jefferson, you're looking this way, he's going that way, whatever. And defensively, if we have a good game plan, if we're a well-oiled running machine, I'm not worried. With all due respect to your pick, I'm not worried. We go out, they can go out and play in the backyard. I'm not worried. I'm not worried where they play. So,
all right. So you're giving the week 1 to Green Bay.
Always and forever.
All right. Week 2, Chicago.
Dub.
I concur. Week 3 at Tampa.
He was like, "Oh, you were talking all that mess now. What you got to say?" It's that even dating back to these playoffs, it'll be a slugfest. Don't let Tom Brady and that system get hot. Don't let him get hot, and don't let him get under our defensive skin. it's kind of the same with Dalvin Cook and all them. Like we keep him contained because outside of the pocket he's not scary. I'm sorry. I know the rings, I know the numbers, I know the allegations, I know everything. I've seen the wife, I know, but outside of the pocket, what's he doing? What's he doing? He can still throw the ball. I'll give him that. He can still throw the ball. He can still put the ball damn near where he wants. He's got damn good receivers. I don't know if they still have Cameron Brate at tight end. He's damn good if he's still there. Leonard Fournette, he's a dog coming out of LSU. Like I stated before, he's a dog. How I said defense was going to win it against Minnesota. It's going to be the same thing against Tampa. But we're going to have to try. We're going to have to keep them contained. And the one thing I dislike most about being a Packers fan and having A-Rod back there and whatnot is trying to play from behind. Because going off what you had used the term diva earlier, we've seen A-Rod. We've seen A-Rod, act a diva, down so many points, down the stretch. But but like I said, people also say, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers choked. Aaron Rodgers didn't let up 37, 38, 39, 40 points. So it's going to come down to defense. Now our offense against Tampa Bay, I'm not too worried, but like I said, we gotta keep everything intact and just keep things going. So.
Okay. So you're saying what's your call against Tampa?
He was like, win or lose. You go, Pack, go. I say 31-28 Packers.
Okay. Week four, New England. By the way, I do have you guys beating Tampa.
Good deal. I know I liked you for a reason. Week 4, New England.
Not after this next one.
New England. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Mac Jones. Hell of an organization. What you want to say outside of off the football field, whatnot. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. New England. I say 28-14, 28-17.
Okay, so you're going 4-0. I've got after this one, I've got you at 2-2. I think New England. Historically, I think Belichick teams have always had. Belichick has somehow outmanaged to coach the Packers 9 times out of 10. I think that's going to keep going.
That's definitely not a bad take because I'm still salty about the last time we played Brady and I don't know if it was in New England, but when he was with New England. Because I had a buddy. I'm not going to bring him up because we can go back and forth all day. Rodgers and Brady and New England, but just the whole Aaron Rodgers choke artist, this and that. Like I can't tell you specifically, but he did not have a poor performance the last time he played Tom Brady while he was in New England. So, but to go off your point about Bill Belichick, never underestimate Bill Belichick. So that's. I'm all for it. If you got New England taking it, I'm all for it. Do I believe it? No, sir. With all due respect, but like you said, I'm also sitting at 4-0. With my favorite team. So we'll see.
All right. See, you're at 4-0 right now. I'm at 2-2. Something tells me that we might be switching gears here, and you might be liking me a bit more after this next 6-game stretch.
Okay.
Because I actually have you guys picking up 6 dubs in a row.
Hey, if we start 2-2, then hell yeah, sign me up for it.
Starting with week 5, hosting the New York Giants.
Not worried about them. Not worried about them.
We are no longer in the day and age where you've got Eli Manning to go out there and go toe-and-toe with Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones is not the same caliber of quarterback. Not to mention their receiving cores and lines aren't up to the par they were when they won the 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Green Bay takes the cake for me.
What do you feel about Saquon? What do you feel about his performance?
What week is this? Week 5? He'll be hurt by then.
Oh, I love it here.
Trust me, I made the mistake. Well, I kind of took the approach in my one league last year of taking Saquon as my first round pick because it's like one of those situations where I don't want to take him because I know he's going to get hurt.
Yep.
But at the same time, the next best running back at this point is nowhere near the caliber. So it was a double-edged sword. It's like I don't want to take him, but I don't have a choice.
Yep. I don't blame you. That's kind of how my brother is with McCaffrey as of late. So
yeah, bit of advice for fantasy managers out there. Yes, they'll put up good numbers when they're playing, but don't draft McCaffrey or Saquon because you're only going to get him for like half a season.
Yeah.
Week 5 or week 6, moving on, because at this point you're 5-0. I'm 3-2. You got back-to-back MetLife visitors because you're bringing in the Jets.
Well, real quick, shout out Zach Wilson, the biggest dog known to man.
And in this case, he means dog in a completely different meaning than he has all night.
Oh, you know. Anywho, I say, yeah, you see my face lit up and everything. Good for you, man. Good. That's all I gotta say. Well, I'll move on, but good for you, buddy. Not worried about him. Not worried about him one bit. So what is that? 6-0 for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally not biased over here, but yeah, 6-0.
I do still have you guys taking the win, but I don't think this one's going to be as easy as it was as the week before against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I think with how much building Joe Douglas has been doing with the Jets team and with the pieces he's been bringing in, the fact that you have a coach that the players actually want to go out there and overperform for with Robert Saleh.
Yep.
I honestly have the Jets. Mind you, it's New York, so they're going to fuck up somewhere. But I've got it broken down right now that the Jets, if they win all of the games that they should, looking at their rosters and the rosters across the board, and they only lose the games that they should, only lose the games that they shouldn't have a chance in because they're just that much outclassed. I honestly have the Jets going as well as 11-6 and making the 7th seed in the playoffs this year.
Wow.
But given the fact that it's New York and we're bound to fuck up somewhere along the way, more realistically, I see us possibly going 9-8, 8-9, and being on the outside looking in.
That the whole, what'd you say, 11-6?
Yes.
I'm here for it. If they, I'm putting it out there right now. If they're going 11-6, Zach Wilson is in the goddamn running for the I about said the Heisman, the MVP. Because that's phenomenal.
I mean, right now, I love that we're talking Packers, and right now, me being a Jets fan, and know that me going 11-6 is saying looking at the rosters.
Yeah.
I'm being realistic here.
Yeah,
we found a way to fuck it up every year. So, I mean, come on, we had Mark Sanchez, the back-to-back AFC Championship games. He had great receivers at that point. Braylon Edwards, Santonio Holmes.
Yep. Y'all had stout defenses at times too. I mean,
need I go further? And still, we deal with an issue like the butt fumble.
Hey, just real quick. It hurts my feelings too. Like I said, I am a USC fan, and so seeing from Sanchez going from the Rose Bowl passing yard title holder to the butt fumble. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
But why I was saying I'm glad I'm sitting here with a Packers analyst right now. What was the special thing about Rodgers and Wilson last year? Something that they didn't do, that they're the only quarterbacks that were able to not do over the last 6 weeks.
I feel like I'm walking into a trap, but what is it?
The one stat that Rodgers and Wilson share over the last 6 weeks of the regular season last year, 0 picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, if he can keep up with that mindset and the fact that he got his reality check midseason when he got hurt and saw what Mike White did against Cincy and saw what Mike White started to do in Flacco the week after that,
Yep.
and got to reevaluate what he was doing on the field. And obviously it worked, because 6 weeks without a pick is something that's almost unheard of in today's league.
And with all due respect, 6 weeks without a pick from the Jets.
Exactly.
That's like I said, with all due respect. I root for Zach Wilson, but before, as of late, I was watching the BYU games. I was watching him getting bullied by Coastal Carolina. So yes. So someone like him.
Hey, what's up, Coach Clark? Glad you're tuning in. Deontay Clark is the head coach of the Steel City Kings football semi-pro football club. They are part of the Tri-Point Football League. Mooncutter Sportscast and Running Force Productions are actually partnered with them. We are their broadcast team.
Hell yeah.
Which is great, because they are the only team in the league that actually has a commentary team that actually does live streams and all that for their games.
Hell yeah.
It's a great partnership.
I'll say, yeah. Shout out to those guys.
So we got you at 6-0. You got me, got you guys at 4-2 at this point. Because as much as I want to say Jets all the way, they're against Aaron Rodgers.
True. Hey, I'm right there with you though. Like you said, 11-6. I'm jumping on that I'm jumping off that bandwagon if they're going 11-6. So,
not to mention the other one, the other ace in the hole with this game. Why I'm saying Green Bay takes the win over the Jets. Mike LaFleur, or
Matt.
Which one's what? Mike LaFleur might be a great offensive coordinator, but he learned everything he knows from Big Brother Matt, who happens to be the head coach over in Green Bay. So everything Mike tries to do, Matt's going to have an answer for.
Right. They going to be wrestling and giving titty twisters and all that. So,
hey, Adam joining the fray here. What's up, buddy? No video or mic, or were you just sitting back in the backfield?
I was just sitting back in the backfield, but how we doing?
Oh, no complaints.
Living it up.
I just got home from work, so I just was logging on real quick. I thought you'd be done, but apparently I was wrong.
I woke up. I didn't realize that I apparently woke up a lot later than I thought I did. So,
how do I turn on my camera?
Not by going full screen mode.
I see that.
Week 7, or sorry, no, that's week 5, 6. Yeah, week 7 at Washington.
I hate to do it. Little bumpy, potentially, but it's Wentz over there, right?
Yes.
Wentz, okay. Like I said, a little bumpy. Wentz has been known to give people a scare. So for the sake of saying 7-0, I could see us pulling it off. But with Wentz, and I mean, real quick. Speaking of Washington, look, and I'll say this to the end of the day. Look what they did with Taylor Heineke against Tom Brady in the playoffs. 5 points. 5 points. So, I mean, if they can do something like that with someone like Taylor Heineke, and shout out to Heineke himself, then I mean you got Carson Wentz, who's got he's got time, and he's got everything under his belt. He's got Scary's Harry out there. I believe they still have who's it? Gibson at tailback.
Yes, Antonio Gibson is their starting running back.
Yeah. They got him. So it could be bumpy. They could give us a scare. Like I said, for the sake of saying 7-0, I say we pull it out.
Okay. Week 8 at Buffalo.
Okay. 7-1. Yeah. 7-1. And I know I just said it doesn't matter where we play, but Bills Mafia, anybody out there, you guys are fucking crazy, and I love it. I'm here for it. Not even the receivers. I don't know if our secondary can keep up with Josh Allen throwing the ball. I mean, he has just flourished into just a baller overall. He's got Diggs out there. He's got, if I can't think of his name, but if it's the same tight end I'm thinking of, he's got a hell of a tight end. So we would struggle defensively. And it's all the same talking about offense. If we can get the ball rolling, then we can put up some points, but it's just a question of will it be enough points?
Okay, so you're giving them the first loss. I'm actually giving Green Bay a win over Buffalo.
Oh, I love it here.
for a very specific reason that we kind of already discussed.
Uh-huh.
Buffalo's coming off their bye week.
Okay. Yeah. Hell of a point. But do you think they're struggling? Do you think they're struggling going into their bye week?
Buffalo? No,
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I've got Buffalo. I've actually got Buffalo at 3-3 at that point in the season.
Wow.
But because Buffalo does have a tough schedule. I mean, the 3 losses I have them taking before that are against the Rams, the Titans, and the Chiefs.
Rams, I could see. Rams, I could see. Titans would be a toss-up because I don't know. I don't know what that offense. I mean, obviously we all love Derrick Henry. He'll run through a motherfucker's face. We all know that. But if they overall don't get that offense going, I think that's definitely something to keep an eye out. What'd you say? You said the Rams I could see if they're getting everything operating. Like I said, Titans would be a toss-up, and then Chiefs and Bills, that's the game to look out for going into the future for at least the next 5-10 years, at least.
I disagree. I'd say more Bengals, Bills.
Okay. Yeah. I love Joey B, so yeah.
I'm sorry. I think my stance, this might be a hot take, and feel free to disagree with me, but I think Pat Mahomes is the most overrated player in the league over the past decade.
It's not that I disagree, but the way you speak and what you know and what you actually look into, I don't disagree with your standpoint. Now, like I said, overrated, I don't think that'd be the term I would use, but I mean, you know your shit. You know your shit, and so it's someone of that high of a caliber, you're like, he doesn't really do it for me.
All I know is like everyone always wants to look at when you're putting together your fantasy squads or looking at trying to break down and compare and contrast who the top dogs in the league are. Mm-hmm. For years now, it's always been when quarterbacks instantly Pat Mahomes, Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes. I disagree. I just don't think so. I think Pat Mahomes is having the success he did in Kansas off the gun was the result of coming into a good system, having great receivers, great tight ends around him.
Yep.
And honestly, put him in a situation such as Houston. And do you really think he's going to have that same level of success?
Valid. Very, 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 very valid.
You put him in Houston, I think he's going to end up freaking out for the season by week 4. Yeah. Especially with him trying to do the West Coast run and gun, almost like Brett Favre 2.0.
Yeah. Well, and to go off of that, that's a really good point too, because he can do the running around. He can, scramble and run around and look like he's off of Madden in real life. But if you don't have people, like you said, protecting or catching the ball, then what the hell's the point? So, no, I stand with that. Like I said, the only part I don't agree with is overrated. I wouldn't use that term personally, but very, 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 very valid.
Okay. Anyways, we just discussed Washington. Buffalo, you took as your first loss.
Yeah. If they get hot, I could see 35, like 14, 35-21.
All right, week 9. I'm just going to automatically write down a win in your column because you're playing Detroit.
Yeah. You know what I love about Detroit is their fans. I feel like their fan base, they don't ever open their mouth because they can't. And they know that. You know, the Vikings over here, it's like, oh, well, you know, this and that. And then, you know, Chicago sometimes like, oh, we put up 14 points. But Detroit's like, I'm just happy to be here, bro. Like, I could see it though. I don't believe for Detroit in general, I don't believe Goff is it. I really don't. He's, for me personally, he's been on the decline ever since that Super Bowl year. Kind of going with your Pat Mahomes point, Jared Goff was in a hell of a system. He was with a hell of a team. Now you take someone who was mediocre and then you put him on a team that's not really mediocre. Like what are you truly going to expect? So
Okay.
yeah. Not to be rude, but a big dub for the Packers.
All right, week 10. I'm waiting to hear your take on this one, but how about them boys?
Where do I begin? No, it's all love. Like, it's the mindset for me. Don't talk shit and not expect to get hit. We all, you know, the Jets, the Packers, Cowboys, we are all entitled to talk our shit. But when it's year after year after year after year of disappointment, or because they have guys, they have pieces, they have the money, they have the structure, but just kind of going along with your the Jets always finding a way to fuck it up. That's the Cowboys. That's the Cowboys. Like you're telling me I get on Twitter and I'm still coming across people saying that Dez Bryant caught it. Come on, bro. Just move on. Just please move on. Like I don't even care if I wasn't a Packers fan. Just move on. But I can see us pulling it off. Dak's good. Dak's good, and he's great when he wants to be. Same with Zeke. Zeke was really up there at one point. I don't truly believe he's still there, but it's Dallas. You don't know with Dallas. So give me like 28-7, 28-3.
All right, so that's putting you at 9-1. The fact that you mentioned Zeke, it's Dallas, and for the fact that he's been there and he's got the big contract. Where Dallas is going to screw up this year is not downgrading Zeke to the number 2 running back.
Yeah, that's once again hell of a point. So speaking as of now, who's behind him right now? Is it Pollard?
Yes, and Pollard, honestly, with being able to just run it down their throats, has the same durability as Zeke, but the key thing that he's excelling at, where Zeke has been regressing, is in the passing game.
Yeah,
Pollard's got some damn good hands.
Yeah,
and Pollard can easily step up and play a glorified slot.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Putting Pollard number 1, I wouldn't be mad. And when I say split the workload, I don't mean 50-50. Give Pollard 75, give Zeke 25. You're still okay. Zeke is not washed. He may be in the washer, but he's not washed. So like I said, there's workloads for a reason. And I'm not saying split it right down the middle. But where I could see some problems is what you had said. If they were like, hey, Zeke, go ride the bench for just a little bit, that's going to stir up your typical Dallas drama. That's, oh, well, there's tensions and there's this and that. And they got Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy's he's been on the downhill ever since, ever since before he left Green Bay. So Dallas will do what Dallas does. That's just how I see it.
Well, I didn't say downgrade him to the practice squad.
No,
Of
no,
course
no,
they're
no.
still going to use him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like the workload, like give Pollard 75%. Let Zeke inside the 10, inside the 20. Go ahead and going off what you said about the dink and dunks, the screens. You know, they have a hell of a line for what I can think of right now. But yeah, he's like I said, he's not washed. He may be in the washing machine, but he's not washed.
All right. So obviously you're giving Dallas the loss.
Mm.
Now moving on to week 11, which I'm going to say Dallas. I did say you were on a 6-game winning streak.
Mm.
That's where it stops because week 11, Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah. What I had just said a minute ago, they get hot. They get rolling. Traylon Burks from Arkansas. I've watched that man play in person, rooting for him. They get that offense rolling. Derek, the moment you see a Derrick Henry stiff arm, it's over. He's going to demoralize your defense the moment. If it's in the first quarter, you may as well just back up. Just back up.
Back it up, Terry.
Yeah. Just back it up because Green Bay is going to come out swinging. Which I'm going to root for, but Ryan Tannehill does not have to go. He does not have to go yard every single time. Not going yard every single time and then having a back like Derrick Henry. That's got some potential. Now their defensive side, I'm not sure. I think we could stay in it, but they get that defense frazzled. Yeah, I'll give them the loss for the sake of argument.
Okay, so 9-2. At Philly, week 12.
Which Philly are we going to get? Because my brother, I know I said my brother is a Georgia fan, but he's also a Philadelphia fan. Don't ask me where it comes into play. It's definitely a toss up. They come out, Philly comes out shit in the bed, then yeah, we could take advantage of them. But Hurts gets rolling, Devontae, all that stuff. It all depends on Philadelphia, honestly. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not worried about our offense against them. It's just Jalen Hurts is going to let his nuts hang eventually. I've never seen, and this is with all due respect to any Philly fan out there, I've never seen a fan base shit on a guy so much for just doing his damn job. So I'm saying I don't know if it's this year, I don't know if it's the year after, I don't even know if it's with Philadelphia. But there will be a point in time when Jalen Hurts lets his nuts hang, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, well, damn, he is good, this and that." So,
a lot of people have him in the MVP discussion already.
It's a possibility. It all depends on the team itself.
AJ Brown was a great addition.
Hell of a pickup.
And yet they still have the running game. They still have who was it? Smith? Was that the rookie last year?
Yeah, Devontae. Yeah. Yep.
All right, so it boils down to the question: dub or L?
Can I go with Ty?
Sure
You are the first one that's actually asked that, so sure.
And
Just
I
for uniqueness sake.
And I swear, for goodness sake, if that game ends in a fucking tie, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I'll be giving you. If that game ends in a fucking tie, yeah. If that game ends in a tie, then I'll say this right now. I will send you $20.
Let's go. Hey, 24-24 final score.
All right. Week 13, I'm going to give you your 10th win already because it's Chicago and Aaron Rodgers still owns them.
Yep.
Then you have your bye. Okay. So right now you've got them 10-2-1. I've got them
10-2-1.
I've got them 11 or 12 and wait, what are we at? I've got them at 10-3.
Okay.
So we're not far off.
I was about to say, so it rounded out. Like I had him 6 and 7-0. Like, so it rounded out.
However, now, like we mentioned, the bye week derailing momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Against coming back from the bye week 15, you've got your toughest opponent of the season. The defending Super Bowl champion Rams.
I'll take the L. I'll take the L, but it's not going to be an ass whooping.
Okay. Week 16, Miami.
30-3 win.
Okay, you're projecting a blowout. I think at that juncture, that late in the season, they'll finally start getting their shit together. Not to mention y'all riding in at 10 and either 11-3 or 11 or what the fuck did I say? 10-4 at where I'm standing, and you got them at 10, 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point, Green Bay backs off the pedal a little bit because they know they're making the playoffs.
Yep. That's
against a joke team.
That's exactly how I was going to state it. Was like not necessarily like them choosing to let off the gas, but it's the Green Bay Packers, AKA the Green Bay Slackers. I mean, so, but I'm not worried. There's not a single bone in my body. I'm not worried. Even with the addition of Tyreek, not worried about it.
All right, we got 2 left. Week 17, Minnesota.
Now that just for shits and giggles, I'll take the L. Just cause.
Okay.
It's gonna be that game, and I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be that game that late in the season with obviously my record for the Packers, and I'm gonna bite my tongue like I'm not afraid of Kirk Cousins no matter how much they pay him. Somehow, some way, he's gonna ball out. He's gonna have like an MVP performance, and then the Vikings are gonna have 6, 7, 8 wins at that point. Oh yeah, we kicked your ass like. So I'll sake of argument. I'll take the L.
Oh, okay, that's an interesting take because you got them splitting the series, both winning on the road.
Yeah,
at that juncture then.
Yep.
Okay. I've got them splitting the series, both winning at home. So I gave Minnesota the week 1 win and Green Bay week 17. But either way, we average out.
Yeah.
And then week 18, Detroit.
17-5 Packers.
Okay. Well then, you and I are damn near right on the money here because your final record here going through each of those and your results from that, you've got them at 12-4-1.
Mm-hmm.
I've got them at 12-5.
Watch out for that one, I'm telling y'all.
Anyways, we've got everything broke down. Like I said, I've got you guys taking second seed in the playoffs, only behind the Rams. I've got them going 13-4.
That's totally fine. I can see it. I mean, they got the hot hand right now, so I mean, I could see it.
I've got you guys actually tying record with Tampa Bay for 3rd seed.
Mm-hmm.
I did this list was done up like I can't remember why I gave you guys the tiebreaker over Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because strength. I think it's because strength of schedule. You guys had the harder schedule.
Oh, okay.
But
see, this man knows his shit, dude.
But yeah, I look forward to seeing what the Packers do. We have covered everything I had. Do you have anything else that you wanted to bring up?
Win or lose, we booze.
I like that mentality. Either you're drinking in celebration or you're drinking your pain away.
Either I'm running to the liquor store because we're up by like say 2 or 3 touchdowns late in the game, or I'm running to the liquor store at the same point in the game because we're down by 3 or 4 touchdowns. So,
all right. So Joe, you want to tell us where our fans can follow you and how they can tune into the Sports and Shit podcast?
Well, first things first, I just want to shout you out again. Hell of a host, hell of a person, hell of a platform, hell of a show. Sports,
you.
yeah, of course. I my motto is I got you as long as you got me. So, Moon Cutters, check them boys out. Sports and shit. I'm kind of slacking on the footage, but you can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher. Google has their own little podcast platform. So essentially everywhere you can find a podcast, you can find my dumb ass. So come and chill at Joseph Podcast on Twitter, one word, at Joseph Podcast. Leave a comment, leave me a DM. If you want to be featured, if you want to be a guest, I'm all for it. It can be sports, it can not be sports. I mean, like I said, we can just talk shit. Instagram at Sports and Shit Podcast, all one word, at Sports and Shit Podcast, all typed out. But yeah, man, that's really it. Twitter, Instagram. Like I said, you can come across my goofy self on YouTube. So I appreciate that. There it is. Yep, right there. Appreciate that. Other than that, man, I'm good. Like I said, you taking 2 hours of your day to sit here and shoot the shit with me. I couldn't be more grateful.
I do want to say week 6. I think we should try and get a get on here and do a watch party.
Okay.
Packers Jets.
Okay. Is it kind of all the same setup like what we're doing now?
Yeah, I gotta touch base with an associate of ours that's mentioned a way of having the game in like a one overlay and then us on the side so we can do our reactions.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm all for that. How about I do you one better? How about the loser buys a 6-pack?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not getting involved.
All right. So if Green Bay wins, I gotta Venmo you money, Venmo you enough to buy a 6-pack and vice versa. I'm down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even though I'm gonna end up losing like $12 out of that deal, but okay.
Hey, it all passes time, man. It's what makes everything fun. And like I stated before, Zach Wilson, he was a dog beforehand. He's even more of a dog now. But shout out to you, man. Go Jets. Well, I don't know if they say JETS. Go Jets. Whatever. Them all black uniforms. Them's too nice. Now with this little bonding we done, I'm gonna be on the lookout for them. I'm gonna be rooting for them.
Did you see the Bengals white helmets?
Love them.
I like them too. That was nice.
Love them. They waited way too gosh darn long. Because I told my brother, because I don't know if you guys keep up with college ball, but Memphis did that same layout, but had the white and black, and I was like, man, if Cincy messed around and did that, I love it.
I love white Tigers, man.
Yep.
But anyways, Joe, it's been great having you on. Thank you so much for sitting here with us for, at this point, 2 hours and 3 minutes to break down Packers.
Love it.
Cheesehead Nation represented.
Love it.
This has been Joffrey. Of course, you can follow me at TJE Joker, at Mooncutters on Twitter for the Mooncutter Sportscast page. We're working on getting one launched for Running Force Productions here in the near future, a Twitter just for that, as well as a like page and all that fun stuff. We do have our own YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So check us out there. Adam joining in towards the end here. You can follow him at Migs242424, at Sports Talking It, as well as Hammer Time Pit with 1T, which is an unofficial sports fan page for the Pittsburgh Maulers of the USFL. And
I might as well just change it to Pizzagate.
Hey.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on. Like I said, this has been Mooncutter Sportscast, a now proud member of Running Force Productions Network.
No, I got a show in 10 minutes.
Like everything, we got a lot on the roll, and thank you for being a part of of tonight.
Yes, sir. Always. Hey, and when I get off my lazy ass and I start putting some more stuff out, you guys are more than welcome. Just show up, 12 or 6-pack, knock on the door. I'll let you in.
Sounds good, brother. Let us know
Yes,
if there's
sir.
anything we can help with on that, or if you ever need a good guest to cover Jets or Steelers or Steelers.
There you go.
Let us know. Otherwise, this has been Joffrey and Adam tonight, being joined by Joe from Sports and Shit Podcast, signing off.